Hello everybody, welcome back. ARCA Menards series time here from Pocono. Starting a little bit behind mid-pack. Car number 12 of 22, I believe, are in this race. Starting 15, so just a few spots behind, but time-wise, I'm not even remotely close. Like 6/10 off of what the pole was. I didn't drive my best qualifying lap, but I still wasn't going to come remotely close to what the pole was. It's another flat track. Just not really good at these tracks at all. So gonna try to do my best to not kill the right front. Try to drive it off the right rear as best as I can, and expect to shift at least in turn 3, partway through the race. So it'll just kind of depend on where my tires are at. I've had to kill the right front and the cars around me, what they're all doing. So try to keep it clean. See if I can pick up a few spots. Maybe get top 10 out of it. And yeah, just have some fun. Ready to roll here.
Let's go.
Inside line kind of stacks up. Probably going to have the typical Pocono 3 wide into turn 1. Just going to keep it here. Inside line. Take it easy, not drive over anybody.
Still there.
It's only lap 1 of 20.
Still there.
Long way to go in the race.
He's still there.
Got Colton again. Up ahead in the 2. Just a few spots ahead.
Still there.
Outside line from the 22 is going to get a better run on me.
Okay, Jake. Decent start. We can build something from here.
Slide into a gap behind him. Overdrive, turn 2. I've been trying to apex it later and then carry a little bit more speed down the straightaway, but I feel like I just tend to go overboard, overdrive it, so try to work it here off the right rear, but not slide it off of turn 3 too much. Nice gap back behind, half a second. 16 and the 14 are too wide behind. So we'll just sit here behind the 22. Kind of taking that little bit of a later apex in. Lower horsepower, longer straightaways. You want to try to carry as much momentum down the straights as you can. Don't want to feel like I'm overdriving anything. Might be the reason why the 13 let the 22 by. I feel like the 22 is going to
The car ahead is
wear out the tires prematurely. Definitely overdrove turn 3 there a little bit. Too much throttle in the center of it.
the leader has just done a 55. On your right.
The inside of the 13.
Last lap was a 56. 126. Still there. He's still there. Keep it together. Hold your line.
A little bit of contact, drifted up a little bit too much there.
Hold your line. Clear up high.
Sorry about that 13, that's completely my fault. Apology to him. Stupid move on my part. Draws the 14 and the 16 close. 22 also pulls away. Drove turn 2 really bad.
Ahead is increasing. It's now 0.82.
Yeah, that wasn't good at all. It was not good at all. Got 3 wide going into turn 3. 16 threw it to the inside. 14 and 13 both bailed out of that. 16 ends up washing up, so it buys me a little bit of space behind. We got 1 into the pits and almost a full second up to 22, so
14th.
see if I can do anything in terms of tire wear to try to get a spot or 2 before the end of the race. Be some faster cars coming up behind. 16's looking like he's pushing pretty hard. Hoping that he'll be hurting the tires. Get it on that right rear for the exit out of turn 2, carry a little bit of momentum. Not sure what happened there between the 10 and the 22 going into turn 3. Send the 22 down the track. 16 carrying a little bit more momentum off of turn 3 compared to me.
That lap time was 56.34.
17 coming back out onto the track. I overdrive turn 1 a little bit. Running a little bit slower than everybody up ahead and about 4 tenths or so off of the top 3. 4 to 4.5 tenths. Knew I had nothing for them,
Okay,
which is
Jake,
why
the
I
next
was
car
hoping
is
just for a top
Harrison.
10. 16's really gaining on me. We'll see if he dives into the inside into turn 3. Working onto the right rear. Instead, just gotta hope that the 16's overdriving compared to me. I mean, I'm not keeping up with everybody up ahead, but
56.
hope that I have tires left
Right side.
for the
Left
end
side
of
line's
it.
clear. Right side, clear up high.
Crossed in
Coming on
front
the
of the
inside.
16, but he wasn't there. He's gonna pull the inside.
Still there.
Just bail. Let him have
Still
the
there.
entry into turn 2. 10 and the 22 are side by
Still there.
side.
He's still there. Clear low.
'16 with only ball manufacturer on the back end. Pretty cool to see. Don't personally use any of 900 Global's equipment, but that's pretty cool to see. Fellow bowler. I do enjoy bowling in my off time from racing. I don't think I've ever mentioned that. Doesn't really matter.
Ryan is now leading. P15.
It's kind of cool to see. A little unexpected. But gotta focus just on driving on the right rear. Trying to keep pace with 22 and 10 so that the gap doesn't get too big, and then hopefully last half of the race close into them. Still just feeling like I'm overdriving turn 2. Gotta be losing a ton of time compared to everybody else there. But early apex, earlier than I wanted, kind of slid me out. Turn 3 a little bit too much. Like I apex turn 1 a little too early there. You can see the 16 kind of pushed up though. No pressure behind from the 20 and the 15. They're second back. Got a wreck here. Check it up. Sneak by.
Drive down the straightaway without running into somebody?
Not sure if Colton was involved in that. Sounds like he might have
I
been.
saw that coming a mile away and I saw people go 3 wide.
Lucky that I had plenty of time to react to that, go low, see where they were all going to be. Logs everybody up, so gives me a little bit of a shot at a top 10. 16 and the 10 ahead, as well as the 22 side by side.
P12. That was a 57.67.
See how this is all going to shake everything out. Kind of plays into my hands potentially to gain a couple more spots if the tire wear is doing better than the cars in front. 22 dives to the inside. Are we going to see 3 wide into turn 2? No, it's going to fall in line. We're not even halfway done yet. That's the beauty of this all. Not even halfway. Two gets a little loose, makes contact with the 10, sends the 10 up high. And sounds like he's owning responsibility for it. Not sure what happened there.
Coming up on rear.
16's going to slot in front of the 10, working to the inside of the 10 as we go down the front stretch into turn 1.
57.02.
He's still there.
Hoping that he's got
Still
enough
there.
damage that I could just pull away. He's
He's
gonna work
still
the
there.
outside though.
Still there.
Keep it here in the middle off of him.
Clear up high.
Get a little bit of a run down the straightaway. I think I am clear of him, but just gonna sit here on the inside.
Coming up on your clear high.
There we go, clear him off turn 2, so puts me into 11th now.
You really recommend the last place?
Drove entry into 3 a little bit. Kind of spread out up front now, or not up front, but up ahead as I drag the wall like an idiot. Well, forget everything I said about staying in front of the 10.
Alright, Jake, you're halfway home.
Just pushed it
Plenty
a
of
little
fuel.
too far.
P11.
Hopefully it didn't
Your lap
cause
time was 57.
too much damage to the
106.
car. The new damage model on these cars, contact sensitivity. I never want to make contact with the wall at all. Hoping it didn't hurt it too bad. We are half a second back from the 16. 16 looked like he might have just dragged the wall there a little bit between 1 and 2. Pulling away from the 10 now. There's another wall tap like an idiot. Just released the wheel a little too early. Clearly, I've still got a lot of rust to kick off. Those are unforced errors that are dumb. Half a second back from the 16, 3/10 ahead of the 10. So we work with 9 to go, just past the halfway mark. Too early on the throttle, just slightly tight, but faster than 16 at least, closing in on him. Just need to get by him to put myself in position for a top 10. Doesn't guarantee that I'll have a top 10. 20, 14 behind, we're running faster lap times. Make an argument potentially for downshifting now into turn 3. So definitely catching the 16 about the same pace as the 22 up ahead. 22 with a really good run. The 16 starting to show the tire wear and starting to run a little bit faster than the 20 and the 14. So gonna try to keep it on that right rear. Back the corner entries up a little bit. Try to use the draft of the 7. 16, sorry. Yeah, I don't like that downshift there. Not a good thing. Tried it. Just could not execute it there. Cost me a lot of time, but figured I had to try something.
Lap times are pretty consistent. B11.
Side by side, the 8 and the 6 up ahead. Closing back in on the 16 after that downshifting mistake. A little bit of a wall drag into turn 2. Don't think that hurt the car too much. Let's just reset. Still a slower lap time, so a little bit of work to do the first half of the lap. Bring it up a little bit here into turn 1. Way too early of an apex. It's going to kill the run off the corner. Terrible one. So sit there and say I need to clean it up, I go and do that. It's absolutely terrible. 20 gets by the 10. 10 side by side with the 14 behind. we're gonna have 5 to go when we cross the line, as I am doing everything to give away a shot at the top 10. Just terrible driving when it matters the most. Pushes wide out of turn 3. I grab the wall like an idiot. Somehow still haven't gotten a 2x out of it. Still closing in onto the 16 as well as the 22. So don't take dumb mistakes. You can actually have a shot at a top 10. 20's pulling away from 14. 10's falling back. 20 closed in a little bit on me last time by. Colt must have been involved in it. He drops out. Take a look and see what happened in that mess afterwards. Drive turn 2. Should have been a shot to gain on the 16, and instead I cost myself time. Trying to work to the bottom, apex it. A little bit of a better run this time out of turn 3. 22's falling off the back end of the 6. Got 4 to go.
That lap was a 57.25.
Still apexing a little too early. Slowing it down so it's not going to be as big of a penalty as a couple laps before, but still just not driving very well. I think 9th place is probably the best I can have a shot at. Trying to get the run on the 16 here. To his inside, he's
Right side.
take a little bit of a block.
He's still there. Keep digging. Still there.
So they're trying to cross me over. Hopefully should have enough of a drive off. Gotta grab the draft off the 22, start to pull away. In the 10th now at least. 3 laps to go.
Position. That last lap was a 57.31.
Ow, I'm still apexing 1 too early. Allow the 16 a shot to get a run. 22 almost with the wall drag out of 1. I'm going faster than these two. Just can't drive like an idiot. 16 drives it in earlier into 2. It's going to hurt him out. 22 taps the wall, but I backed out a little too much going into 2, so not able to stay on his back bumper. At least no pressure behind from the 16, so now's the time to try to gain 22 through turn 3. Nice run there. We'll grab the draft. Don't know if I'll be able to get to his inside before we go into turn 1.
2 to go.
Coming up on the inside.
Throw, break the
Together,
draft
hold
as
your
well
line.
as block
Alright,
the
Jake,
inside
that sounds
entry.
pretty consistent.
Clear inside. Stay high. You got one inside.
Just trying to work the
Still
crossover.
there. Keep it steady.
Just
Still
drawing
there.
the 16 and the 13 in.
Still
Try to
there.
drive by him on the outside here. It's going to be tough to do in turn
Still
2,
there.
but take a shot at it.
He's still there. Keep it together. Hold your line. He's still there. Keep digging.
Try to use a little bit of right front grip
Keep
I
it
have.
steady. Still there. Inside's clear.
All right, clear him. Brought the 13, or excuse me, the 20 along. Going to get the white flag. Hopefully, if I can drive smart.
To Ruiz in front. is
Hang
now
on to 9th.
3.0 seconds. E9. White flag. 1 more lap.
20's definitely got more grip than I do. 22 into the wall. Not quite sure what happened there. 20, I don't know if he grabbed the wall out of 1 or not, but he's slow, so I'm pulling away there. No pressure now. Now he's really driving it, so he pegs the wall off a 2. That hurts him. No pressure at all behind now. Zero pressure
Pulling
from
away.
behind.
The gap behind is now 1.25.
That's a good thing because I completely overdrove turn 3.
Very good.
So, take a 9th place finish. It's ahead of where I was supposed to finish. Good run from 15th. A little bit to
P9.
unpack.
Well done. Good finish.
Like I said, just trying to do damage control here. Grab something positive out of it. These are not typically my best style of tracks. Flat tracks where you got to really work it on the right rear. Not usually what I'm good at. So, grab the overlay off. See what the tires were. 84, 87. Not as bad as I expected to see. Still tire temp wise leaning on the right front a little too much. You can see 242 there for the center temp compared to a 227 on the right rear. The 9th or the
JP, there were like 4
9
times you could have
finish in
passed me
3rd
if that low
place.
line
The
wasn't so
69.84. So
bad.
not using the right front anywhere near as much.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Probably could have
Within,
driven into the
I
corners
lost
a
so
little
much
better, I
track
guess.
position trying to make moves, and then I would get
Let's take a
passed by
look
2 or 4
at everything
cars
that
before I could
happened.
get it done, especially early on.
Actually, look at what happened to
Yeah, I ran the
Colton.
last hour and learned the hard way. So I was trying to make all the spots I could early up.
So we'll see here. This is probably going to be the only thing we'll look at.
Here,
Just want to see if it happened in front of him or where it happened.
Yep.
He's involved in it, so... There's 4 cars up ahead. You can see the leaders there, so Colton's running 8th at this point. Heading down into turn 2. He gets a really good run out of turn 2, closes up the gap quite a bit. So it's going to be the next lap, I believe. I think it was going into turn 2. It's side by side up ahead. Let's see here what's going to happen. 4's going to take it 3 wide. 4 inside of the 3. 6 on the outside. Let's try to watch it this way. See what happens here. Who is that coming up on the outside? That is the 18 who gets an insane run then. Okay. Alright, so 18 gets a really good run through turn 1. Actually, he was ahead, so I lied. Not a great run. Colton with a better run through turn 1. 18 slow on the outside. So he's falling behind the 6. Jordan doesn't really do anything wrong there before. The 18 just drags the wall, and then there's contact from behind from the 6. And Colton. So 16 sees the 18. Just kind of turns left. I don't know if he's trying to pull underneath the 18 or what. Turns left. You can see. So he establishes himself. Basically, this part of the 6 is what's on the seam, straddling the seam. And right there is the turn to the left. So he comes down, I don't know, about a quarter of a lane or so, but just turns left right into Colton, gets Colton in the right rear. Colton out of control at that point, slides into the 18. They bounce off of each other. Now we got prediction code / more contact. So the 18 is going to get turned around the 6. I don't know. It's hard to say whether or not he actually hit the brakes until he got into Colton's back end. It didn't lift at all, so it spins Colton around. The 11 gets sent into this, so he sees it happening. He's not sure where to go. Just picks the middle, and unfortunately that's the wrong way to go. He gets turned. So I somehow sneak below that. Let's look at 22 and the 8 are side by side. So the 8's gonna lock it up, I believe. He's on the brakes. 22's like, forget this, I'm going to take a spot. And he just full sends it almost and then somehow sneaks by. So, guess, I mean, that is part of what happens when you've got no cautions. It invites people to do stuff like that. We got the 10 and the 7 who are way behind this, seeing the sun full. Let's see how they get through it. Oh, this is the 16, excuse me. So 10 gets through it, get through it. And then I believe I have the next one, yeah. So I see it develop, staying high because I'm not sure. Then the 18 comes back off the wall, which is when I dumped low to avoid it. Just, yeah, really glad to be that far behind it. Tough break for Colton, so gives me the chance there. I believe, let's see, was there contact between, I said the 22 was involved in something. Yeah. Alright, so he's ahead of the 10. I think he's got the 5, 8 up ahead this lap. This is the other one that gave me a couple spots. No, I lied. That was when he checked up, so I'm going one lap behind it. So he's behind the 6, the 8 to the inside. I swear he makes contact with somebody at some point. Working the lane up off the bottom. Gets a run, he's going to throw it to the inside and thinks better of it. Gives the 10 the run on the outside because he lifted. So this is turn 2. 16 is getting a run. 10 slow off of 2 on the outside. Yeah, I'm not really quite sure what that was about. But that gave the, that was contact with the 10, so I don't know. I think the 10 expected the 22 to turn in a lot sooner, and the 22 just was going straight. So 10, you know, I think he's got to be a little more aware with the 22 on the inside. He can't turn because the 22, that kind of line that the 10 took, like it's like he turned in without the 22 ever being there. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that was the 10 taking the ownership for that one. So, yeah, I don't know. As the inside car, you can't just obviously never turn and force somebody into the wall, but that was, I think that one's more on the 10, and it just turns in a little too early, so let's watch it from the 10's perspective. What ended up happening? Make contact, pushes up the track, he's slow, 16 is going to get the run on him. And then this is where I was going to try to get the run here. See me catching the run here. I pull to his inside, try to pull even with him. It's actually even ahead going into turn 1. He tried to push the outside turn down, and then he's just going to get really tight here off of turn 1. Maybe netcode the wall, but yeah, overall, I mean, you can see pretty clean incident points in the back, but yeah, I guess tires. See anybody else put tires in? No. So take that. 9th place again, much better than I was hoping for 10th, so I'll take that. Just not a very good track for me, so something I should probably work on. I'll do a combination of practicing the rest of this week for next week's stuff, as well as still working on this. I think it's a really good skill set to learn, and you know, if I feel like I've learned a ton, maybe go out there, try to run another one, see what I can do in terms of tire wear, as well as you know, maybe I can pick up some more spots, gain a little bit of I rating. I know the field strength of fields will drop off, so be expected to finish better as the week goes on, but just kind of balance it also. Trying to, like I said, learn a lot more, race a little bit less, try to apply techniques, learn those better, not I'll try to accelerate the growth too fast in terms of moving up to higher cars and skill levels that I shouldn't really be in. I feel like I drove a fairly smart race overall. See, actually, you know what? Look at what I did with the 13. I think that was somewhat early on, if I remember correctly. Got the run here going into turn 1. I think this was the spot where I got into him. I think I just pushed up, if I remember correctly. Drove it in. I don't know. Let's see. So we push in, and I'm hanging the same. I'm gonna put that more on the 13 for diving down. Like I apologized on the radio, and I'd rather apologize and it not actually be my fault than the other way around. So let's look at it from the 13. Like I think he meant to cross in behind me and cross, do a crossover and come underneath me out of the exited one. And I think he kind of just misjudged it because I don't ever really drift back above the first seam. I had the right sides basically on that first seam, so I think actually what I thought was my fault in car is actually more on the 13. So yeah, overall pretty happy with that race. Again, compared to my expectations, they were set pretty low. So fortunate, picked up a couple spots off the tire wear and pace, I think, but obviously caught a break with the wreck that they're out of turn one down the back stretch into turn two. Um, yeah, so just keep working at it. Hopefully, turn some better stuff going forward, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Let me know all your feedback, and until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.